Hello and welcome to the Raw Fork podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Marina Buksov, and I'm a functional medicine pharmacist in New York, as well as an integrative health coach and clinical herbalist. I'm pleased to go into season 3 of this podcast and continue to bring on other holistic minded pharmacists as well as healthcare professionals to the show. I'm constantly inspired by my guests and their stories and love sharing their points of view with you all. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Raw Fork podcast. I am super excited to have with me today Dr. Ifeyinwa Ezeudu. She lives in Nigeria and she is a pharmacist, scientist, medical doctor, and a weight loss coach. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here.
Yeah, I think you're probably my first international speaker. So yeah, I'm super interested in your journey and how your journey is different from those of us in America. What makes how do you get educated? How did you grow up? And where you're going from here. So can you tell us a little bit about that part?
Yeah, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I actually grew up here in Nigeria, in a small city in Onitsha. Okay, so I went to a regular secondary school, regular primary school here in Nigeria. And right from time, I've always wanted to be a medical doctor. However, my main purpose of wanting to be a medical doctor is, of course, to heal. And I believe I'm this kind of person that I believe that whatever that is worth doing is worth doing well. So in my journey of becoming a medical doctor, in Nigeria here, normally we have what we call JAM. It's like an entrance examination. So when I graduated from high school, I was in a hurry. I didn't want to, wait for JAM for me to get into medicine. I started with science laboratory technology. For science laboratory technology, it's not actually requiring very high score for you to get in there. So I did the science laboratory technology in a school here in Nigeria. And after I was done with that, I discovered I've always wanted to, I like things that has to do with laboratory sciences, the lab test and all of that. And after that, I felt I didn't feel fulfilled because I realized in the hospital, a science laboratory technologist or a lab scientist is just there. And when you make decision is like the way it is, it's up to the doctor to decide on what to do and what not to do. So when I had the opportunity to study in pharmacy in the Philippines, I went ahead for that. On getting to Philippines, I realized that I was required to have a pre-med, okay, because the science laboratory technology I had was more or less like a diploma, okay. So in the Philippines, you were expected to have a pre-med before you can proceed for medicine. And then I had my friends, everyone wanted to do, they had shorter courses like, BS biology, or there are other shorter courses you can take like a year or two before you can become, before you can get enrolled into College of Medicine. And of course, write the exams, subsequent exams that is more like MCAT, MCAT in the US, but ours in the Philippines is NMAT, National Medical Admission Test. So, and I started pharmacy. It wasn't easy. However, I made the choice of taking up pharmacy because I had always wanted to be a pharmacist. Like I wanted to be everything. I wanted to be a lab scientist, I wanted to be a pharmacist, and then I wanted to be a medical doctor. However, in all of that, I wanted to kind of harness all of this to bring out the best that I could be in medicine. Now going to the Philippines, and when others took a choice of, they made their choices of taking up a shorter degrees or shorter courses, I went for pharmacy because I felt that being a pharmacist is going to help me to make the better decision. And being a pharmacist and having a good knowledge, a good background of medicine is actually going to make me to make the better decision on my patients concerning their sicknesses and the right medications to use on them. That was my judgment for going into pharmacy. So when I went into pharmacy, it wasn't easy, really. It wasn't. Pharmacy is hard. If you must ask me, I would tell you that pharmacy is actually harder than medicine. Like, I think pharmacy was really quite tough for me. And then I managed to come out as the best graduating student from the College of Pharmacy. And as a result of that, I was granted a scholarship, full scholarship to start medicine. Why? Because my school normally, they've not, anyway, in my school, I kind of became the first foreign student, the first Black student, and the first Nigerian to come up with the best graduating student to, to, to stand there addressing the student, right? So it was really something outstanding for them. And as a result of that, they granted me scholarship to proceed for medicine. Now, it was quite nice, but then I had to come back to Nigeria because my family wanted me back home to there's something we call National Youth Service Corps and internship and licensure examination. Licensure examination, just like I think it's same in the US, in the Philippines. I know we do write licensure examination. So I came back writing during the exam. I had encounters that made me, yeah, because at some point I'm like, oh, it looks like I'm just gonna settle as a pharmacist. However, inside of me, I still feel like there's something lacking in me. And then in the practice of medicine in Nigeria here, it's not really, I don't know, but like it's not like the doctor is gonna ask you, a pharmacist, to come and say what this drug and all of that. Like, it's kind of individual. The pharmacist is there doing her thing, the doctor is there doing her thing and all of that. And then when I was doing my internship, that was 1 year internship, and then 1 year I wasn't satisfied. It wasn't really getting that how do I put it, that contact that I've always wanted with the patient.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when the patient comes, what you do is just to, you take this medication 2 times 2, 3 times 2, and all of that. Even though during my 2 years in Nigeria for the internship and youth service, I still make effort to get in touch with my patients. I still try to, to counsel them the way they taught us in the Philippines, because in the Philippines there, they don't just dish out medications to you. Like, they try to explain all of those stuffs to you. You know what I mean? Like here in Nigeria, most locations are in a hurry. Like, the queue is much, and probably it's just 1 or 2 pharmacies. They just, hand over your medicine and say, take it 2 by 2, 3 by 3. Sometimes they won't even say nothing, right? So, and then I feel that, okay, what's the essence of what I've read? I can't even get to explain these medications on, to my patients. I just have to dish whatever the medical doctor says. And, it's really funny that most times as a pharmacist, when you notice a little mistake and you want to go and meet the doctor to say, doc, there's a mistake here. Sometimes they really don't want to correct it. They're like, oh, what do you know? You're just a pharmacist. I mean, you're just a business person, because most times they see some pharmacists as if they're just into business. Like, what do you know? Stuff like that. So, it dawned on me that this is not what I want. I want to have a situation that I get in touch with my patient. I have this relationship with my patient where I can know what is wrong with them, where I can know what to give them and know why I'm giving them that, and have a rapport with them and explain all what is wrong with them, for them rather. So that was when the passion of going back to med school to claim my scholarship became so intense, Like I felt like something is missing in me. Okay, if I'm going to be a doctor, nobody is going to tell me that my prescription is, when I know a prescription, like I'm going to give out the right prescription. I'm going to write the right prescription, and I know that as a pharmacist, I should be able to do it properly. And not that I'm a pharmacist and then I am telling a doctor that, oh no, this particular, we had like incidents that, some patients are not supposed to go through this and are going through that. And, you feel really bad inside of you. And it's just because that maybe this other person it doesn't want to accept that, oh, this prescription has some error. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
Are
Yes,
you getting me?
definitely.
Yes.
Yes.
So that made me, yeah, that started burning so much in me. I'm like, no, this is not what I want to be. This is what I don't want to settle for this. I think I need to go further. Okay. That if I end up being a medical doctor, I'm gonna be the one in charge. I know about laboratory. I've worked in a lab. I know about pharmacy. I'm a licensed pharmacist. And then I can be able to write prescriptions for my patients. And I just want to give my patients the best. I just want to take care of my patients. I just want to be sure that they're taking the right medication. I just want to be sure that I just want to be in charge. Like I just want to be in charge that someone is not going to tell me, no, don't give this. And as a pharmacist, you're not going to be the one to say, even if the doctor says don't change this prescription, you can't do that. You rather going to be like sign it. And some of them go as far as signing the prescription. You tell the doctor, it's okay, doc, can you just sign if you're insisting that you're not going to change this prescription? You will see them, they will sign it. And you're going away, you're walking away with this file, and you know that this file is not really what you're supposed to give. But then what can you do? I mean, you're just a pharmacist in Nigeria, right? So, most of those things were the things that made me to go back to claim my scholarship, I felt they reenacted the burning desire of becoming a medical doctor in me, that I had to go back and claim my scholarship, and then proceeded with medicine. And yes, and just recently, 2 days ago, I have just become a board person. I am now a licensed medical doctor in Nigeria. So yes.
Wow, congratulations. I mean, that sounds like such an honor,
Thank you.
being top student in pharmacy in a foreign school. And then now you finally graduated and got board certified. So congratulations, really. So you
Thank
had
you so
like
much.
three distinct professions, but each one like built on top of the other one and made you super well-rounded and able to do your job really well.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. That's what I've always wanted. Like, yeah, now I am, I have them in the clinch. Like, you get me a lab, I should be able to decipher what's going on. Like, and then I am sending you out for a lab, I'm going to be demanding for a particular thing. Okay, this is what I want. And this is what I know that if you do it this way, is because they also have drug laboratory interaction. They have food laboratory interaction. They even have time. They even have work laboratory interaction. They even have environmental laboratory interaction. And then I'm privileged to know this because I did lab and I worked in a lab and all of that. So if I'm sending my patient out for a lab, I'm going to tell you, okay, don't go to so and so place, don't expose yourself to this medication, or don't even use this particular cream or this particular lotion or this particular soap or something, because I know that so and so test that I'm sending you for is going to have an interaction with that, and it's probably going to be giving me a false positive result or a false negative result, as the case may be. So I think I'm happy. But then it wasn't an easy route for me. It was a long, tortuous route, I must say. But I think it was worth it. It was actually worth it. Yeah. I'm happy I did. Inconsiderate of the fact that I missed out on a lot of things. I missed so many birthdays. I missed so many parties, and you know, I missed so many anniversaries of friends and all of that. I lost a lot of friends too who felt I wasn't keeping in touch, and it wasn't easy really. But I think it was worth it. I believe it was worth it.
Yeah, certainly a lot of sacrifices that a lot of doctors make. Medical school here in the States is, notoriously difficult in that way that you spent like 10 years of your life or more just studying to be a doctor and then going to practice and intern and become a resident and then a fellowship and all this training that's done and all the hours of studying. And at the end, yeah, there's sacrifices and some family and friendships are going to be upset. But it's like if you have that goal
Yeah,
in mind, then and you're meant to do this, you will just go for that goal and do the sacrifice.
honestly, absolutely, absolutely. That was just it. That was just it.
So, how many
Yeah.
languages do you speak, and what language were your programs in?
Oh, in the Philippines, it was more like English. Yeah, yeah, it was more like English. However, they have their own language. They have the general language actually is English, but they do have, what they speak in different, they have close to, I mean, they have lots of languages. I mean, they have lots, like you see a particular city having a particular language, and then you go to another city, they have another language, it's like that. So in that, as a result of that, I didn't get to, start. I spent like 10 years of my life in the Philippines, and cut and short, right? But I didn't get to really learn the language. I just know the basic ones because the um, the the mode of teaching was in English. Most of the classmates, we had a lot of people from the US as well in our class, US, Australian, and we had from UK too, at least in my batch. So most classmates actually understand English, and like most people speak English. So I didn't have, even when I was in pharmacy too, we also had a lot of international students as well there. So we didn't, I really don't know how to speak their languages. I just know the basic ones like, hi, how are you? Good morning. I didn't get time to learn. Apart from that, I speak my language. I'm from Igbo in Nigeria. In Nigeria, my tribe is Igbo. So I speak Igbo language. I speak a little of French, okay? And then Yoruba, just like in my country too, we also have different tribes that speak different languages, right? So I think I am measured more in Igbo and then later of French, and the Yoruba and Hausa, I speak little of them, just very little. Yeah, that's basically it. And then Filipino language, I speak very little, but I understand, but very little, like the basic ones actually.
Wow. Well, that is also super impressive. It sounds like, the general international medical language is English. So you're very well versed in that. But you're also able to practice with people who speak other languages in your country.
In my country, yes, absolutely. Because where I'm actually staying now is not where I'm from. I stay in the city, in the capital of Nigeria. That's Abuja, and Abuja is actually in the north. Like so I have to. That's why I have to actually learn Hausa, like what they speak there. So it's more like I'm meeting like different people speaking different languages, and I'm bent to learn that. And it's been interesting. So I'm actually not living in my city where I speak my language. So
Wow.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So you're always learning, always something new, learning how to communicate with your patients.
Yes, always. Exactly. But here, yeah, we do, but it's not. Abuja is an advanced city more or less. So you don't really get to see an average person in this city can communicate in English, except you want to really go deeper or something. But yeah, they can communicate in English in the
Wow.
city.
Yeah,
Yes.
cool. It's like the second language, right? That is
You
taught
say
in
what?
school. It's like a second official language that's taught in schools.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
exactly. You said, sorry, I didn't get, you said second language?
yeah, is English the second language that's taught in most schools in your country?
Would I say second language? I would say it's actually, oh yeah, okay, yes, yes.
Maybe third
Yes,
or fourth.
basically, yes.
I don't know.
No. But actually, I don't know. I would say, if you ask me, I would say that English is more like the first language in Nigeria.
Oh,
Why
wow.
am I saying that? Because yes, because so many people, you meet people and you don't even know their tribe. Okay, we have like how many tribes in Nigeria, and all of these people, they speak different languages, just the way it is in the Philippines. Okay, so if you, for instance, you are in Nigeria and I'm meeting you for the first time, I don't know where you're coming from. I don't know your tribe. So basically, I'm going to communicate with you in English until perhaps I discover that, oh, you are from my tribe. Then we can, actually speak in our dialect. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, totally. That makes sense. Yeah. That's
Yes.
really
So
interesting.
basically, I think English is actually our first language.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Wow. It's kind of like the uniting language that everybody has to learn.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, a lot of my listeners are pharmacists, and I think it would be interesting to know like where pharmacists work in your country. Like, do they only work in retail settings giving out medications, or do they also work in hospitals, or where else are they usually employed?
Okay, well, in here, the pharmacists are employed basically, most institutions, almost all the institutions and the hospitals, we have hospital pharmacists. Like I've worked as a hospital pharmacy, I've worked as a community pharmacist, I've worked as a pharmacist with WHO, I've worked as a pharmacist with USAID. Like, as a pharmacist, you can work anywhere, okay? So the thing there is for you to be able to, how do I put it? Give out the medications, like you take up the role of a pharmacist. There are also pharmacists that work in administrative sections. There are also pharmacists that work, of course, lecturers. So as a pharmacist, there are also pharmacists that work in industry. We
Right.
have pharmaceutical industries here in Nigeria. Okay, so there are pharmacists that work there. There are those that do community pharmacy. There are community pharmacists. We also have retail pharmacists. We also have we call them medical reps, like medical representatives from different companies. They are the ones that go to detail on drugs, on
Yeah.
medications, and all of that. Medical doctors and other pharmacy outlets. So a pharmacy profession is a diverse profession that you can never say you won't find a place you will fit in. It's not possible. There will always be a place for you to fit in, whether community pharmacy, retail pharmacy, medical representative, lecturing job, administrative job, WHO, USAID, FHI, 360, all of them, UN. There is no place you cannot fit in. And all of that is also in Nigeria here. It just depends on where you choose to, right? So if you are a clinical pharmacist and you prefer to handle people that are sick and you want to have close contact with your patients, you can as well be a community pharmacist. Like in Nigeria here, community pharmacists, they have like, they have closer contact with their patients compared to hospital pharmacists.
Right.
Okay, are you there?
Yep. I hear you. Yeah, it
Are you
sounds
there?
very similar. Yes, it sounds
Okay,
very similar to what we have in the States, like the same exact roles and positions and opportunities.
exactly.
So can you tell
So
us,
yeah, that's it.
yeah, can you tell us a little bit about your passion to become a weight loss coach and also where you're going to be working now as a doctor?
Okay, I've always had this passion of becoming a weight loss expert. even while I was a pharmacist, I started that. I've always had interest in weight loss. Seen probably that was why I am also a makeup artist. I am a professional makeup artist. Anything that has to do with aesthetics, I love that. Apart from that, I love things that can prevent someone from getting things that can prevent people from getting sick. Or I love preventive medicine, actually. Why do I say that? Having known that apart from the aesthetic aspect of weight loss, that you help someone lose weight and this person looks good, right? That's not the main thing. The main thing there is that it's preventing people from different sicknesses that harrates or that obesity harrates. What am I talking about? When you're obese, of course, you're predisposed to different sicknesses ranging from cancer, stomach cancer, gastrointestinal cancer, breast cancer, and so many. You're predisposed to heart cardiac diseases, stroke, and the rest of that. So apart from that, psychologically, you're predisposed to even depression, low self-esteem, and all of that. So for me, I believe that working as a weight loss expert is also a way to prevent people from getting down into the deeper part of these sicknesses. Because even while I was in school as a pharmacist, I used to do preventive medicine a lot. I used to make articles. I used to write. I had a blog where I write about health, how people can live a healthy life, how people can even avoid getting like the primary level of health prevention, primary level of prevention. Okay, so the primary aspect where you get out there to let people know that they can actually take a lot of water and it can actually hydrate them and keep them away from from being unnecessarily dehydrated or being sick and all of that. So basically, I've always had passion for preventive medicine, and then passion for aesthetics. Okay, so that was what lingered me into, or that was what pushed me rather into, or inspired me. I think I should use the word inspired. So that was what inspired me into going into weight loss. And by the time I was already rounding up with my medicine, I had to start going deeper into that, getting a way to get certified as a weight loss expert. And it's quite an interesting aspect of medicine. And being a medical doctor gave me a kind of leverage to know more on what to give my patients, what to do, what to advise them on. And then being also a nutritionist also gave me an opportunity, greater opportunity. So it's more like I am marinating everything that I know. Because even in our weight loss program, we send people out for lab, and I inculcated the lab because I'm a lab scientist. So I would always send you out for lab so I can get to know your health condition. And I inculcated also psychologists into that, because some people might actually be adding weight or be obese as a result of a psychological issue, depressions and all of that. So when we discover that some of them, we need to send them out for a referral to psychologists for a period for a lot of sections before they can come back to us for weight loss program. There are situations that we send people out for some blood works and all of that. They come back with, they have some ailments that they can't even stand fasting, or they can't even stand taking some sort of nutrition and all of that. So you need to kind of, model it according to their health. So, but how am I able to do this? I'm able to do this because I am a medical doctor, I am a lab scientist, and I am a pharmacist. There are situations that I even had to use medication when I feel that the need be. So basically, it's just about being able to prevent the consequences of obesity, and then my love for aesthetics. Those were the two things that inspired me to go into weight loss. And as a result of that, I would like to measure as an endocrinologist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So I believe it's going to help me. Of course, endocrinologist, that's internal medicine. Internal medicine, in that way, I'm not leaving out my pharmacy profession, because I still have to get in touch with prescriptions and all of that. And then subspecializing in endocrinology. Yes.
Wow. So when did you have the time to also become a makeup artist and learn about weight loss and nutrition?
Actually, just like I said earlier that my journey has been a very long one, and let me say, like, I died in the process over and over again. I died and wake up, died and wake up. Like I didn't have a life. It's just now that, oh, I have this time. So it's just about being conscious of your time. I made that time. I never really had vacation. So during vacation, I used my vacation time to prepare. And like I told you, I was a first class student, like a SUMA student. So, and then being a SUMA student and a scholar, I had a particular grade that I'm being expected to maintain. I think I wasn't supposed to go beyond the 98% in all of my scores. Okay, so as a result of that, I was always up on my toes, like even during vacation, while others are busy taking out their vacation, I am studying for what I'm going to, take the courses I'm going to take in the next semester. And as a result of that, I'm also taking up my, like all this, my weight loss programs, my makeup artist, makeup classes, and all of that. So it's just about things I have passion for. And I felt like I could sacrifice my leisure time, my movie time, my social media time. And there are times I will even disappear from my social media for months. You would think I deactivated my account. It's there, but I've got no time to log in and see what's going on. So I actually miss knowing what's going on my friends' timelines and all of that. So, like I said, it was a long, tortuous journey, but I feel now that it was worth it. Yeah. So I kind of used most of my leisure time to learn all of those things. Anyway.
Wow. I mean, what a great like inspiration for everyone. Just definitely just a scholar that keeps learning and learning. Can you tell me like how you conduct the weight loss program? Is it part of a company that you kind of have a plan with them, or are you doing it all on your own? And how are you going to incorporate it? Like I hear you saying that you're going to study and major now in endocrinology. So are you still going to be working while you do that?
Yeah, actually, the weight loss program that I created it in a way that it's more like a telemedicine. Okay, like it's online. Okay, so it's more like most of my clients, I don't even know them. I haven't seen them in person.
Okay.
Most of them get me from maybe a social media network or something, and they saw the pictures of the ones I've done so far. Some of them I have, some of them mostly are not even in I have some in US and South Africa and all over the world. Like I have India, I have US, I have South Africa, I have UK, I have Australia. Like I have like many countries apart from Nigeria, and most of them I've not seen them. What fine. How is it possible? This is possible because the weight loss program, I made it in such a way that it's not something that you must see me before you can have your results. Everything we do is more like a telemedicine, and I also involved other colleagues. Okay, so when I send you out for a lab result, initially when you consult us first, and we have the initial consultation, that's visual meeting, like it's like what we're doing now, right? So we get to know you. We take your history. First off, we're even supposed to send you a form where you fill everything about your health and all of that. By the time we get it, I involve my other colleagues. I have a doctor, I have a pharmacist, a colleague, colleague pharmacist, colleague doctor, colleague lab scientist. Like I also brought in some of my colleagues, so it wouldn't look like I'm the one doing it all alone. So the decision wouldn't just be mine. We kind of have a roundtable discussion on a particular person's health history, and then we determine what we want to do for this person. Okay. Now, what we after that we have a visual meet. It could be Zoom, it could be Google Meet or anything, and then we try to take a physical history. Okay, not a physical, visual history, right? In
Uh-huh.
this case, we are asking you questions like we start from the complaint or history taking, family history, social history. The full history taking you do
Yeah.
in the hospital. We do that online, maybe like 30 minutes to an hour meeting, and then after that we send you out for a cocktail of tests, okay? Like a general body test to find out everything about your health and all of that. And then we have another meeting again with my colleague and we discuss on your lab results. And after that, we call you again for the second meeting. And then explain your health condition for you. If there is one that will require us to extend your time, the time you're supposed to start the weight loss program with us, we will do that. If there is a need for us to refer you, like I said earlier, there are situations we refer people to psychologists. Probably we discovered from the interview or from the consultation with them, we discovered that their purpose for adding or for being obese is as a result of maybe depression and post-traumatic stress disorder, so many things, really, so many psychological issues. Most occasions like that, we send them out for referral, And if we discover that your purpose of being obese is also as a result of a particular health condition, there are people that their reason for being obese could have been Cushing's syndrome. It could just be anything. Do you understand? So all of these things are things that we discover. When we discover that from the result that we send you out for, we can now decide, okay, this is the particular program we're going to use on you. Okay, it's not everyone that you want to tell to go and start running for 30 minutes. It's not everyone that you want to come and tell to start doing some sort of exercise and all of that. So it depends on the health condition. That's the essence of the lab that we send people for. So by the time they are back from the lab, we'll decide on what to do for them and then call them again for another meeting, okay, to see whether they've made up their mind to start up with the journey. So that's the third meeting. Okay, in that way, we explain to them all what we're going to be doing, and that's from there we kick off.
Wow,
So yeah,
sounds like a great
it's been an interesting journey. Someone, you say what?
Yeah, it sounds like a great program, very well set up.
Yes. I basically made that way so that we would be able to get better results. And of course, because we made it virtually, it's like a telemedicine, so we don't get to see our clients. And in that way, we're able to have clients from other countries that are not even in Nigeria, from many other people that are not living in Nigeria, because even those that are living in the same city where we are living, most of my colleagues that are in this, also living in this city, in Abuja, but we still don't get to see them face to face. We still insist that everything has to be virtual. It has to be online. So yeah, that's it.
So how do you see your practice in the future? Are you going to continue working online, or are you going to set up an actual office somewhere after you end up specializing in endocrinology? And how is it all going to work together?
I look towards setting up a place in the future. And apart from being an endocrinologist, I'm actually considering also bariatric surgery. But that's a kind of in the interim, bariatric surgery, because I want to really get to a point that apart from the weight loss, because what we do now is basically the normal weight loss where we use lifestyle changes, nutrition, and medication, okay? But I want to get to a point because, really, it's not really all sorts of obesity that you can actually treat with lifestyle, all of those things I mentioned. There are situations that you have to, go under the knife, like, enhance and all of that. I have interest in that too, but it's something that is actually in the long run. But what I've just told you is something that yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of closer. But the other one, so by the time I will be thinking of having a place is when I'm done with what I just told you about becoming being able to do that in terms of being able to when a patient is not getting the best of what I want the patient to get from what we are using, and there is a need for us to go under the knife, being able to do that. I think that's my end.
Wow. Well, has been
so it's really a long journey, still a long journey ahead.
Yeah, it's been such an amazing ride, hearing about your journey, and also like your plans for the future, just amazing, and are going to take a lot of work, but clearly you're not afraid of that. So just amazing, and congratulations on all your achievements so far. If you have just another minute, I would love to have a rapid fire question for us.
Fine. It's
Okay.
fine.
Okay. So number one, advice that you have for people to improve their quality of life right now.
Okay. As usual, I would always say that the best thing anyone can do to improve their quality of life is to be positive. That's number one. Okay, is to be positive, and then strive towards greater health. How do you do that? Have your good sleep. Try to have a good relationship with people around you. Try to eat healthy, and try to do your normal checkups, like your normal body checkups. From time to time, go meet your physician to do general check at least 3 to 6 months. Okay, so that you don't get down with debilitating sicknesses that is going to affect your quality of life. So as usual, the best is to prevent it. Okay,
Yeah.
if you can prevent what is going to lead you to being sick, you are going to have the best quality of life. And all of those things I've listed ranges from being positive, being in good relationship with your neighbors, living and riding in love, and then living a positive lifestyle. Okay, having a
Yeah.
positive lifestyle, and living a good lifestyle, having a good lifestyle, basically.
Yeah, that's such great advice. Absolutely agree. Number two, I don't know if you have time for this, but what do you like to do for fun?
Okay, well, it's just when I'm free, what I do is to chat with friends, chat with close friends, and yes, yeah, that's basically that, and probably go through my timelines to see what's going on.
Cool. Okay.
Listening to music and
Last question I have is, what's your favorite thing to drink?
water. Really, I don't take anything that is colored except for water.
Wow. H2O.
Yes,
Okay, and
yes, H2O.
lastly, can you tell our listeners how they can learn more about you and get in touch with you?
Okay, I am on Telegram as Ifeyinwa Ezeudu. I am on Instagram as Dr. Fluxy Weight Loss. So these two places, basically.
Okay,
I'm also on
awesome.
Facebook as Dr. Fluxy.
Okay,
Dr. Fluxy
I'll
on
have
Facebook.
yeah, I'll put those links in the show notes so people could just click on them. Thank you so much. I had such a fun time chatting with you and learning about you, and it's just been amazing. So thank you for all your work and all that you do.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. It's really an honor. Thank you.
All right, have a great day.
Have a great day.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Raw Fork podcast, and I truly hope that you enjoyed it and learned something from it. If you did enjoy it, please don't hesitate to leave us a 5-star rating and a short, sweet review so that other listeners can find us across podcast platforms. To get in touch with me, you can go to rawfork.com or email me directly at marina@rawfork.com. Thank you, and I hope to see you back here next week.